wished I had told who was the only one.
Uh-oh.
But it's too late. It's too late. She's gone.
You sweater.
What's up, guys? Coach Jan here, and this week I'm going to talk to you guys about strength. Now, if you cycle back in the blog a couple weeks, I did talk about strength before, but I'm going to bring it up again because it's still relevant and it'll probably always be relevant. So, first things first. Why would anyone in their right mind want to be stronger? Easy. Being stronger makes just about 99% of things in your life and inside the gym and outside the gym easier. So, for example, if you're at home and you're taking a pretty heavy pot out of the top shelf that you can barely reach, it's probably better that you have been previously exposed to heavy overhead presses or heavy overhead push jerks or heavy overhead push presses. If you are picking up a heavy bag of dog food and throwing it over your shoulder, if you are transporting a heavy bag of kitty litter, if you are transporting a heavy child, it's probably better that you have been exposed to heavy pulls from the floor, deadlifting, cleans, snatches, maybe squats, I don't know. Hopefully I'm making sense so far. Bring it into the gym. If the workout calls for 21 reps at a 225-pound back squat, and your 1 rep max is 225, it's probably going to be a bad day for you. You're probably going to have to scale that down a little bit. You're not going to be able to write RX nice and pretty next to your score on the board, and it's just going to be a bad day. Versus if your 1 rep max was like 405, a little different now. So, how do we alleviate that? Hopefully the answer is the obvious: get stronger. Now, 2, we're going to get stronger in here. The concern always arises, and hopefully by now it's very few of us, will you get bigger doing these things? Now, it depends on what kind of big you're talking about. If you're talking about Ronnie Coleman, ain't nothing but a peanut big, you're not going to get that big. Are you going to get a little bit bigger because you're building functional, useful muscle mass? Maybe, especially if you're eating that way, if you're eating meat, vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, low starch, no sugar, maybe you're going to get a little bit bigger. But that's okay. It's useful muscle mass versus the puffy, ugly stuff that some people are looking for. Again, don't want to bash those guys, but that's not what we're looking for in here, so it's not going to happen. So if that's your concern, it's not going to happen. If for some reason you wake up one day and you're like, hey, Coach Jan, I had this weird cut in my bicep. I have this super awesome cut in my bicep, and I don't want it. I'll tell you. Okay, so today we're doing strict weighted pull-ups. You can back off a little bit. But to be honest, if not having that cut in your bicep is more important to you than making CrossFit and making your life easier physically, then I don't know. So again, long story short, you're not going to get bodybuilder big doing the things that we do. The kind of lifting we do in here is moreover going to develop your body to synchronize the way your muscles fire so that you can lift a heavy load off the floor or however you're lifting it. Okay? 3, how is it that we go about making you guys stronger inside CrossFit Dumbbell? As of right now, we are following what's called a max effort black box protocol. Okay, shout out to Coach Rutt. So basically we're going to expose you to a certain lift 3 weeks in a row. And what this does, it allows us to watch the adaptation happen, as in watch the numbers go up, watch you guys get better at said lift, and watch you guys PR on these lifts. All right? Too many times are people coming up to myself and Coach Darren and asking, why are we back squatting again this week? I don't know. Maybe because we want you guys to get better at back squatting. Okay? Now, why 3 weeks? At the end of the 3rd week, if we're training around 90 to 100+% of your 1 rep max for 3 weeks, your gains are literally going to halt. They're literally going to stop. So, in order to prevent that, at the end of the 3rd week, so the 4th week, we're going to change it up. We're literally going to switch it up. Can you switch it up every week and still induce good adaptation? Absolutely. But another reason why we use this 3-week approach is not only because we want to see the adaptation and not only because we want to see you guys PR, but we also want to give you guys ample time to practice these movements. If you go back into another article, it talked about carryover. These movements we're practicing have carryover into other movements. I'm not going to get too much into that now, but they do. So if we're giving you another chance to practice your back squat and another chance to PR your back squat, praise it. Don't chastise it. It's not all of you. So, to sum up, 1, do we need strength? Absolutely. Absolutely. It makes everything easier. It makes your Metcon times faster. It makes your life outside the gym easier in a physical standpoint. 2, will you get Phil Heath, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler big? No, you will not. Unless you're eating for that, unless you're training for that, or maybe you're doing something else on the side, you're not going to get that big. 3, we are going to expose you to these lifts 3 weeks at a time, at least for right now, so we can allow you guys to practice these lifts and get better at them. There's a reason for everything, okay? Any questions, comments, thoughts, or concerns, please leave us a comment. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Let me know what you guys think, and just say something. All right? Happy lifting, guys. Thank you.